Hi, this is Natalie Lander, voice of Kinsey, Tara Branford, Stargirl, and many others. You are listening to a W2M Net podcast. You can visit W2Mnet.com for other podcasts about entertainment, video games, sports, and wrestling.
And remember, kids, milk always does a body good, especially when you drink straight from the tap. Harry?
That's how we're starting? All right. Okay. Son of a bitch. Good evening, afternoon, whenever you happen to be. Let me actually hold up the microphone so people can hear me. Whenever you happen to be listening, and welcome to the Kickoff, a presentation of the W2M Network online at W2Mnet.com. I am your host. My name is Harry Broadhurst. I'm the voice of reason. Joining me, as per usual, the voice you already heard, the DSDO, your anchor man, Erik Watkins.
Stay classy, W2M, because the last hour hasn't been.
Oh, man, we would have been thrown off the air. You know those sponsorships we're trying to get? Yeah, none of this can go on air ever if we want to actually make that happen.
Okay, but you say that we couldn't get any sponsorships at all. I mean, there would be Blue Chew. There would be, hell, I could even do a whole 20-minute endorsement for Tenga and all of their wondrous contraptions based upon what we were just talking about. Come on, give us a little bit of credit.
The unprofessional-ish Jason Teasley.
I don't know how the fuck I can follow that. Just remember, when you go piss, always mute your mic.
Again, sometimes people like taking trips to the Golden
Family
Palace.
show!
This episode is brought to you by the Golden Palace.
Well, we're 90% sure it's right next to the cat. Anyway. Specifically for Erik. And Speed Racer, Keneddi Eddings.
I don't know what that means. Happy to be involved tonight, everybody.
The speeding ticket from earlier in the week.
Yo,
Here she comes. Here
87.
comes Speed Racer. She's a demon on wheels.
87 and a 65. It's not even that bad.
Okay, most officers will give you 10, not 22.
Hey, at least she wasn't
down to
doing.
20.
Now, to be fair, at least she wasn't doing 155.
Well, I mean, I figured she was doing 68, so she didn't have to blow a rod.
R.I.P. my Sue BSCI.
What's that sound? Hold on, I'm picking up a faint sound in the distance. I'm pretty sure it's a train going off the goddamn tracks.
Wait a minute, there were tracks here? No wonder this felt bumpy.
Welcome, everybody.
The views and opinions of the Kickoff do not necessarily shit Jason's partial owner. God damn it.
And there's been other developments on that too, so, yeah.
Stay tuned. Ish.
They've already kind of started, but it's also going to be a lead up to something else. Hopefully you'll see. That's the stay tuned bit.
I believe you know the official words to add to that, Erik. Dun, dun, dun.
Dramatic reverb.
All right, let's get to it. So tonight's episode of the Kickoff is going to be a news catch-up episode because, well, there's no football.
Mustard.
Because mustard sucks. Mustard is gross.
All condiments matter.
No, they don't. Mustard sucks.
No, fuck you, Harry. Relish is terrible. Mustard matters.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Fucking gross.
Unless it's the cherry relish from Jersey Mike's, relish can kiss my ass. Mustard all day. All day.
I'm not big on relish either, but the smell of mustard makes me nauseous.
Well,
then you haven't been dealing with the smells that I've been dealing with. Now have you, Harry?
I was not touching
I'm going to reiterate, this is a family show, Watkins.
Yeah, for those of you in the know, you heard what Harry just said. Just like the NBA All-Star Game, you may have want to bet the over for tonight. Just saying.
All I'm going to say.
We just started here at 3 already. Go ahead, Jason.
You see?
All All I'm going to say is Grandmama can't listen to this episode.
Yo, Grandma was so excited to hear me on a podcast, and Jason, you're the one that fucked it last time. It was
Why?
okay.
Actually, that episode did not make it to air. So
I told her she could
me.
watch, and then you talked about what was it, like porcupine dildos or something? I don't remember.
No! It was the whole gorilla thing. I remember that.
That episode never got posted.
Yeah, that episode doesn't exist in the archives because of the audio issue.
So don't blame me for shit.
No, that was the second one around.
No, it's not.
I will bet you $10, and I'll Venmo you that you say Gorilla Glue.
I will bet you that $10.
Virtual shake. I remember because I was going to send Graham the first one. And I said, no, because Graham, the first one's messed up. I'll send you the second one. And then Jason went off about Gorilla Glue dicks. And now I can't send it to Graham.
No, that was
sent to Graham because you just said Gorilla Glue penises.
Yeah. Well. So who fucked up tonight's episode? Talking about Gorilla Glue dick.
I still bet you.
The first episode is when I was looking at fucking deer out the front of my Jeep and bumfuck at a goddamn park because I was freezing my balls off because I didn't have internet. And that's when I went on the rant about fucking Doug Peterson getting ass raped by a gorilla with fucking gonorrhea.
We'll leave it there, but I'll bet you. I bet you, what did I say, 5 or 10? I don't remember.
Whatever.
I Venmo you $10, so we'll leave it there. But
okay.
We'll settle this on the next episode, which will be the tip-off. Just a heads up to everybody. The next episode that we bring you will be our NCAA Tournament Preview Edition, Part 1. You have a week's notice. Yes, just the tip-off. We made that same joke last year.
That's rude. That's not fair. I wasn't here.
That is my brainchild.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Erik? I'm just going to point out that we're not the cause of the show going off the rails, so you know what I say to that? Twinsies! All right, on that... Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's attempt to find some rails. Mr. Anchorman, the floor is yours. Okay, but Brees is highly anticipated, and there was talk that Brees was actually like growing out his hair. Apparently, he wants some Just for Men stuff in order to kind of grow out his hair to improve his aesthetic look for television as well. I know that was a big topic of conversation on the Amy Lawrence show a couple of days ago.
Just because he might be retiring doesn't mean he can't work out. That's media doing media things. Maybe. I'm not saying for sure. He can still go work out, but why is he in California then?
Jason, I'm like 90% sure you're frozen.
Well, that's why I asked, because I didn't know.
I'm like 90% sure Jason is frozen.
No, there he is, right there.
Really? Because he's frozen for me. Maybe it's my phone then. Whatever.
It's not us. It's you.
It's always me. It's not the first time I've heard a woman say that either.
Well, Jason, usually on this show, it's always me. So now you know how I feel.
Jason, your thoughts on the Drew Brees scenario? Do you think we see Brees play another season after the sour taste last time, or do you think he sticks around? No, it wasn't me. There's no Jason.
He's on mute. That's why.
Jason, you're on mute, my guy.
Oh, okay. I think he does come back for another season because just like Erik, he wants to end on a better performance with his last relationship.
Well, I mean, that last one wasn't entirely my fault. Plus, I really didn't even get the chance to perform. Now, granted, had certain circumstances go along, and I take certain opportunities.
Family show.
Well, you are getting to that age where you do need Blue Chew, Erik.
No, not entirely. Although, granted, if Blue Chew were to listen to this podcast and decide to sponsor me for the case of a free sample every now and again, I'm not going to say no.
You know where you can listen to this show, though, Erik? Get at AmazonMusic.com/W2M Network.
Yeah, and you can listen to all the archive footage from the Kickoff, the Rattledge Broadcasting Network, Black Irish, and anything that Sean occasionally puts out.
Well, he's been putting out some episodes of video games to the max. Give him some credit.
All you have to do is on any Alexa-enabled device, say, Alexa, play the W2M Network on Amazon Music. Don't actually play the W2M Network tablet, Jesus. My tablet just picked me up saying that and tried to play the network.
Google does the exact same thing. That's why I'm always careful.
All right, as far as the Phillip Rivers thing goes, to be fair, Phillip Rivers has enough of a family to start his own Pee Wee football league. So I don't think he's ever going to be fully away from the game of football. That being said, do we think Rivers has a future in broadcasting similar to what Brees has already agreed to with NBC?
I wouldn't say necessarily full-on network, but I wouldn't be surprised, given his other connections with his school, that we see him pull like a Tim Tebow and be on the ACC network for certain games. It is wet that way.
I was thinking more when it comes to Rivers. Rivers would probably be more of an analysis guy on like an NFL network kind of thing.
Maybe, but personality-wise, I don't know.
Everyone that retires doesn't need to be a broadcaster or analyst or whatever.
Broadcaster, analyst, whatever. Take your pick. Same. Drawer there. Jason?
As long as he replaces Tony Romo, I'm good.
Hey, I like Romo. Colin.
So do I. Romo Damas up in there.
Yeah, you're on an island on that one. We all stand Romo's color commentary on this show. I said color commentary, Erik, not colored. That's more Jason.
He said nuggets.
Yes, I said nuggets.
On the night of the NBA All-Star game, that was just perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Jason, you suck. You legit popped me with that one. All right, so, Jason, do you think we see Rivers explore any kind of a career in broadcasting now that his NFL tenure is over?
No, I sure the hell hope not. Because I don't know how many PG-13 rants I can stand from Rivers. Him going dadgummit and shit like that, sounding like a fucking new age Bobby Bowden.
He sounds like a 13-year-old Christian girl when he speaks.
Hashtag new Cheppy.
Hashtag on his knees praying.
The views and opinions of Keneddi Eddings do not necessarily reflect those of the W2M Network. It's your first one, kid. Welcome to the team.
You're officially made now. Congratulations.
I signed off on it. It's approved.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, Erik.
Let's call me a dick.
The shoe fits. Lace it up and wear that bitch. Erik, let's get back to the news desk. What's the next story?
I wear slippers.
Well, hey, you can sometimes lace up some nice comfy slippers too, especially if you wear them with socks, but that's not important right now. What is important? I had this whole scenario lined up for this next story, but then with the passage of time, with the evolution of it, and then with the final posting of a certain workout wearing a certain team shirt, everything all came together.
Tag me in. Tag me in. I need it.
Slow your roll, Eddings. Let Watkins finish.
Now, the ladies finish first in my line of work. Thank you very much. My God, be considerate, Broadhurst.
Okay, first of all, ladies finish repeatedly, but that's beside the point. Continue.
You sound very confident, Harry.
Hold on. This is a goddamn race. Whoever finishes first wins.
Yeah, if you don't want to, if you won't feel like sleeping on the couch, that's the case.
I second Jason, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I don't care if I have to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to finish first.
Applause.
And see, this is why that you don't have any chances like I do, putting yourself out internationally on certain places.
Aren't we married? You're married, right, Jason?
Yeah, I'm married.
I ain't got to go nowhere.
So you're saying the two married people agree it's a race, not a fucking marathon. You get yours and you go to bed.
Back to the story, Erik.
All right, fine. Jesus. Besides, it's not not my fault that my personal record is 5, but we ain't talking about that right now. What we are talking about, speaking of 5, is that there were five different teams involved in this race for this particular player, but in the end, it was Arizona powering up their grid as J.J. Watt signed a 2-year, $31 million deal with $23 million guaranteed. How's that for your fucking segue?
I've got an audio clip to play for everyone.
Fuck yourself, Jason.
Well, he already said he does that anyway, so he's used to this.
Hold on.
No.
Erik,
hold on.
Erik, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision that we're not putting any ad reads on this episode.
Too late. We already did one.
We already got it.
Don't tag it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put this out there into the universe. Hold on.
I'm wide receiver no longer in Pittsburgh.
And we got to go to.
In that regard. And it's not. If he doesn't want a Super Bowl.
I hate how I sound on the show.
I'm not going to play that, but somebody actually on this show predicted where J.J. Watt, the dark horse team, and made the comment that J.J. Watt was going to Arizona, and he was laughed at and mocked. To that, I have to say, fuck all of you guys. I'm right. Ginger Damas is back.
I'm still going to laugh and mock you, and I'm going to laugh and fucking mock J.J. Watt. He just fucked himself.
Besides, who said I was laughing and mocking you? I reserved that for other things.
I got so much to say on this. There's very few things. I'm passionate about football, but topics.
He is an attractive man. He can fuck himself. I don't care.
I went to a Texans game solely for him, but the point is, he fucked himself. You went to the Cardinals. I'm going to assume, I can't say for sure, obviously, because of Hopkins. Hopkins probably fucking homie hooked up, said, hey, you can come here, you can better us. He probably talked to management and was like, yo, he's healthy, he's not going to get hurt this year, blah, 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 But what did J.J. Watt just do for himself? Nothing. He's going to go.
Got paid.
They were 4-12 to an 8-8, right? But how much of a difference is J.J. Watt actually going to make? He could have went somewhere and I'm not going to say it out of biasness, but somewhere like the Bills, it's legit up and coming. That did something this year.
I got two words.
I can only.
Hail Mary.
Fuck. Okay. One, go fuck your absolute self. Secondly, that has nothing to do with J.J. Watt's performance on defense. You ass. We're not going to talk about Kyler Murray. We're not. No.
I beg to differ on that one because he actually said when to Kyler Murray, he's like, "Hey, I came here because I believe in you, and I'm going to interject."
Okay, good for Kyler Murray.
I'm going to interject with this. Say he
Not
went
mad.
to your
I'm mad.
Say he went to your Bills. Say he went to your Bills.
Okay.
Do you think he would have had such a dramatic difference in Vegas's eyes? I've seen how they're projected to win the division, how they're projected to win the Super Bowl. All the odds went up dramatically. Do you think he would have had that much of a difference?
Because Russell Wilson's leaving.
Calm down. I can barely hear you. One at a time, please.
The only reason y'all are saying that is because Russell Wilson is leaving. He is not going to make a dramatic effect enough if Russell Wilson did not leave. And I get that that's the factor. Russell Wilson's leaving. But if Russell Wilson did not leave, then J.J. Watt would not have made that big of a factor in Arizona. If he would have went somewhere, I'll even give it to Pittsburgh with his brothers because obviously that was on the table. But if he would go somewhere like the Bills, he would have a Super Bowl chance. He just fucked himself because he's going with Hopkins because that was his homie. They're ride or dies. They played together. They have a bond. Okay. But the Cardinals went from 4-12 to 8-8. And that's what you want to go to. That's how you want to do. I'm going to say one of his last seasons. He is not healthy. Like, I'm not going to say not physically. Like, obviously, like, yes. But, like, back, shoulder, fucking knee. I don't even know anymore. I can't keep up with him. When he's healthy, he's good. But that's if he's healthy. That's why when I said if he went to the Bills, cool. If he doesn't, then no. But you put yourself on the Cardinals because of Hopkins, I'm going to assume. And that's where you set yourself for not a Super Bowl setup. You're old enough and broken enough that you need to play one last great fucking season.
Would the Bills have paid him? Because he put out his number, $15 to $16 million a year. So that's what he wanted.
I'm not just saying Bills. I'm not just saying Bills. But I'm saying Cardinals is not the answer for what he needs. He needs a Super Bowl. And that's not the answer. I would have gave him Pittsburgh over fucking the Cardinals, to be honest. But that is not his answer. He's going to go have one of his last seasons, I'm assuming, because he's injury-ridden, and just get fucked. I'm not saying they're not going to do good, but they're not going to do great.
All right, a couple of things to touch on with this whole debate here. One, I'm actually glad that he didn't go to Buffalo, and here's why. The reason I'm glad that he didn't go to Buffalo is because it's better to not rely on him than to have him and have him be unreliable. I appreciate the talent that J.J. Watt has. We saw it firsthand in the wild card game 2 years ago when he was an absolute difference maker in our loss to Houston. I won't deny that. Granted, our offense turtling up in the second half had a lot to do with that as well, but that's neither here nor there. Watt was a difference maker in that wild card weekend game in 2019 against Houston for Buffalo. With that being said, I would much rather take the time to put the investment into people that we have put the investment in, signing Micah Hyde to an extension. Tre'Davious White just got paid last offseason. Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde have been a tremendous safety combination in our secondary. I would rather take the time to put that money into resources that we know are reliable and can stay healthy than taking a chance on a guy who is a game changer when he's healthy, but isn't always healthy. Jason.
I 100% agree. Oh, my bad. I 100% agree with you.
You're fine, Kennedy. Go ahead, Jason. Your thoughts.
I think it was a smart move. I mean, I called it as soon as he announced he was getting released, and Hopkins put out the Instagram post saying, let's finish what we started. That's when I pointed out that he was going to Arizona. The Cardinals are set to win that division. If Wilson, even with Wilson there, I think that they're set to win that division because Seattle tends to, after week 8, Seattle tanks. And
real quick question for you, Jason. Who won that division last year?
Seattle won.
Exactly.
Offensive line. How many times did I reference that?
How far did they go in the playoffs?
But it wasn't Arizona that beat them. It was the Rams. Arizona didn't even make the postseason.
How far do normal teams go off in the playoffs? Everyone has to fucking lose sometimes.
Hey, you and Harry don't talk because the only thing I have to do is say Hail Mary to you guys, and that sets you both up.
Who's your team again?
Hold on. No, I know the answer.
The New York team that has Super Bowl wins.
Oh, okay. but the New York team that's fucking ass every other fucking season. And you can say Hail Mary all you want. It was one goddamn game and one goddamn season.
Well, I mean, one game and one season does make a difference. Lest we forget Scott Norwood.
What's your team? See, I'm gonna get sassy. What's your team?
Scott Norwood. Can I say
No, not
Scott
you.
Norwood?
I'm talking.
Eric's
Eric's
a Jaguar fan. He just won't admit it.
Point.
No, I will admit it because, again,
Scott,
10-3 in the playoffs. Thank you very much, Nathan Peterman. Your mission was complete. Return to base. I'm just saying.
Real quick. 3, the amount of wins that Jacksonville did not even reach this past season.
Hey, and we're getting ourselves a quarterback and a great coaching staff because of that, so cheers to you.
Cheers,
really?
But y'all want to bring up fucking Scott Norwood and fucking 4-0, but we're the only team to ever go 4 in a row. And I get we lost, but we're the only team to ever go 4 in a row. So
all right, and
I'm just Buffalo fans will celebrate losses.
Oh no, okay. You want to celebrate wins? Let's celebrate wins this past season. Did you know that Buffalo won more games after that loss to Arizona than the Giants did all season? Shut up, Jason.
Weird, Jason. Shut up, Jason.
Yeah, and funny, the fact that both the Bills and the Giants were both in contention to win the division. So there's also that as well.
Thank you.
Okay,
Eric.
but okay. Look at the fucking look at the Giants fucking conference. Come on, don't fucking compare the Bills and the Giants.
And the Giants almost won their division without their fucking all-pro running back.
I am a Saquon fan. I mean, I am a Penn State guy, so I can't knock Saquon.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Saquon probably had more rushing yards than Moss and fucking Singletary combined before he tore his ACL.
Okay, we got trash-ass running backs. Nobody has talked about our running backs. I already said we need a fucking starting running back next season. But don't compare your Giants to our Bills because your Giants are garbage, at least last season. Season before, and probably the season before that too. But
hey, I'm going to pull a Cowboys fan here and go, how many rings does Buffalo have?
And I mean, you keep saying, comparing the Bills and the Giants. If only we had a head-to-head comparison when it really mattered. Wait a minute.
We would have done good too.
Yeah.
You had a Manning.
So the best out of the group.
How many good quarterbacks have the Bills had in fucking the last 20 years? Good, legitimately good.
Bledsoe.
I said 20 years. I think that's like at the end. That's you're on the brink right there, Jason.
That's 20 years. Allen, Bledsoe.
Sorry, I was only 4.
I can't help it that you know.
Flutie. I like me stuff, Flutie.
You know. I mean, Kelly was there.
No.
She was gone in 97.
I mean, you know, the all-time great in Buffalo's history. I don't see him supporting any jewelry. So, I mean.
Okay, but that's over 20. We're talking about 20.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, my extensive football knowledge since I am the elder statesman.
The only reason you guys even got Eli is because he pitched a bitch fit about going to San Diego, but that's not here nor there.
He did not pitch the bitch fit. That was his father. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
let's get the record clear.
Oh, so New York, the Giants and Jason, we got daddy issues down there. Got it.
Yeah, I've lost 3 in my lifetime. So I mean, one committed suicide when I was 3, one died in a drunk driver's accident my sophomore year, and one died 8 hours after my mom passed away. So I guess we do.
This just took a very dark turn. Kennedy.
I redact.
The views and opinions of Keneddi Eddings definitely, and you can't see her put up the urgent symbol in the video chat. All right, let's move off of this topic here before this breaks into more degeneration about the Giants and the Bills and the Jaguars, as per usual, being an afterthought. Eric?
You say that now, but just wait. Someone will rise out of the bum-ass trash that is the AFC South, and it will be us. Remember, we always have the power of Florida man on our side. You know what he can do.
All right, all I'm going to say to that is enjoy the 4 seasons that you have Urban Meyer for before he cites health problems and walks away.
Oh, and you mean in winning a championship just like he did at Florida? I'll take that any day of the week.
He actually won 2 at Florida, sir.
Even better.
All right, let's move on.
So, on from one discussion to another, and I appropriately titled, thanks to my knowledge of song lyrics, If This Is Love, Then I've Won Out. We all know the saga with Deshaun Watson, speaking of AFC South quarterbacks. He's met with the coaching staff. He's decided, you know what? I'm still done. I'm out. I'm gone. Now, I do remember a similar dust-up because someone said that Miami would be in the race to acquire Deshaun Watson's services. Oh my goodness. Were there not headlines within the past 5-6 days that Miami is already gathering up a package, and the fact that there's word coming out of the locker room that Tua really isn't the guy? I wonder someone sitting here who mentioned something like that on the show.
All right, a couple of things to touch on with this here. First of all, Carolina, if you were even considering sending Christian McCaffrey to Houston for Deshaun Watson, you're fucking dumber than you look.
Yeah, please don't do that. We have enough issues as is.
McCaffrey is your franchise. He can't stay healthy right now, but when he is healthy, he is your franchise, and you do not trade a franchise player like him. As far as the whole Deshaun Watson thing goes, I think Deshaun sees everything crumbling around him in Houston. I think Deshaun realizes that Houston's going to be garbage for at least the foreseeable future because they traded away their franchise wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. They got rid of their head coach after the head coach decimated the roster in Bill O'Brien. And there's no significant steps towards the future other than Watson at the helm. I think Watson realizes that his time in Houston has to come to an end because he wants different things than what that franchise wants right now. Jason, Eric's of the opinion that he lands in Miami. Do you think that still happens, or do you think he goes elsewhere?
No, I mean, I think he lands with the Jets. I think it's going to take some draft capital. I think it's going to be the number 2 pick and some conditional picks. And he goes to New York. I think it's a major media market that he would thrive in. And they could actually build that team around him. You could get lure a lot of free agents there. The Jets do have some pretty solid cap room available as well. I think that if Watson goes to the Jets, I think that would be the best fit for him because a lot of free agent running backs would also want to be paired with him, such as someone like Chris Carson, Aaron Jones, someone like that. You've got a solid, potential wide receiver 1 if Mims can stay healthy. And I think that would, that would make Randy as well pretty happy if he's seen Deshaun go there. But the asking price and the capital that may take to get him there, I think that may be the only holdup. I think Houston may be wanting too much to trading. What was it? Oh, sorry to cut you off, Jason. But what was it from Carolina? 2 first-round picks, a third, Teddy Bridgewater, and Christian McCaffrey, I believe, was the original rumor that I had heard. Yeah, it was something similar to that. It was a conditional. It was a first this year. I think a first this year, first next.
A fourth this year, and they would get a third in exchange for this year's, in addition to getting Watson. And then they would also have to send Bridgewater and McCaffrey, I believe.
You're right, Henry.
Yeah, so, I think he's going to go to the major market of New York.
And if you would want to hear how excited that would make Randy Isbell, you can listen to the R&R Sports Report every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, over on Facebook.com, as well as on, WKCZ.com?
KLCZ.com, and if you happen to be in the Lewiston, Idaho area, especially since there's going to be some big NAIA news for the upcoming tournament, KLCZ 88.9 on your FM dial. You can also, if you want to listen to Randy about with something other than sports, you can check him out on our other W2M podcast, Chapter Select.
Yeah, I guess we could give Chapter Select since it is a W2M Network podcast. Are they still doing Chapter Select? I haven't heard anything from them lately.
Are you kidding? They just wrapped up their foray at the movies, covering the entire Resident Evil franchise. Kudos to Randy and Jens for even going through that venture. If you want to check it out on Twitter, @chapter_select.
You're welcome, Isbell. Checks in the mail, buddy.
Oh, he gives us love on the R&R Sports Report, so we gotta reciprocate. Because, as we all know, reciprocation matters when it comes to love, unlike the opinions of some people on here.
Kennedy, when you're not trying to kill Jason's family members, where do you think Deshaun Watson ends up?
1, rude. 2, I agree. I think he's going to end up at the Jets, but I think he's fucking stupid. He signed it was like $150 million through 2025, some stupid shit like that, and then he's going to get fined $2.5 million per year since he's breaking contract with the Texans. So I mean, like, money wise, I would have staked it out. You're really not going to get a Super Bowl with the Texans, nor wherever he's going to probably end up. Anyways, I would have stuck it out for the money, but I think he's going to end up with the Jets. And I think he's going to have a shit career. Personally.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just say, hey, I would have stuck it out for the money. Yet that's entirely antithetical to your exact argument with J.J. Watt. I'm smelling a little something here.
Because
dare I say that be the fragrance of hypocrisy?
J.J. Watt isn't going to get fucked when he goes to certain teams. The teams that we assume Watson's going to go to, he's going to get fucked at regardless. That's the difference.
I don't know. I think Miami has the start of something down there. I'm not saying that I want them to be good, but I am saying that I think Miami has the potential because they have a very good young defense. And if they can find a quarterback that does fit that offense, I do think that the Dolphins have potential. They need a couple of marquee targets at wide receiver because they completely blew up their wide receiving core a couple of years ago when they shipped Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil to Houston. So it's not
I don't know why they're giving up on Tua.
It's not like Miami hasn't trade raped Houston before.
Well, not to mention you say, why are you giving up on Tua? We've seen quarterbacks, and now, with all the sample size that you have leading into the NFL, you have a smaller sample size that's going to be required in the NFL. And with the sample size that the Dolphins have seen with Tua, they realize it's going to be a bit more problematic going forward. If they can get rid of that problem, so be it.
You literally don't know that. You're going to give up a quarterback like Tua because he had his first NFL year. I talked on this last time. Okay, maybe at the end of the second season, I get it, but I'll use Josh Allen as an example. Everyone in the Bills Mafia sat there and shit on Josh Allen his first and second year. And now what? Look at him. He's our franchise quarterback. You didn't even give Tua a chance. In what? 2/3 of a season?
Counterpoint
as a brand
with
new
this.
Quarterback?
How many games did Josh Allen have where he finished with under 100 yards passing? How many?
I don't know that answer, but what? Ooh,
no, the answer is none. And how many times did we talk about and everybody shitting on Ryan Tannehill when even in a playoff game he finished with under 100 yards and everybody was talking about King Henry. So you're saying that this is a little bit different?
It can be different. And not every quarterback plays the same way. It was Tua's first year. Yeah, he had the run game because he was scared to throw. Miami was in a good position at one point in the season, you know. He didn't want to fuck it up. When he starts a full season and he can throw more and figure himself out more, like I said, Josh Allen is an example. It took him to, season 3 to really get where he was going. You're going to sit there and shit on Tua and tell him he's not your guys' quarterback when he started 2/3 of a season? Yeah, you don't know the way he plays in the NFL. You don't know. Everyone wanted to get rid of Josh Allen at that point.
Because even with Josh Allen, the whole argument was he was a little bit too raw, took a little bit too many risks, and too turnover prone that you can work on. I would rather have a guy that would take a few more risks than be a old Mr. check down Poppy playing it too safe. What the fuck would the point that be?
So sorry to say the first half of the season you've ever played in the NFL. You don't know what he's going to do on off season. You don't know how he's going to play. You don't know how they're going to train him. Give Tua a full starting season. See what he can do. And if he doesn't show any progress, cool. Cap him. Throw him out. Whatever. But you can't sit there and shit on a quarterback you drafted that early.
What are you talking about? People shit on quarterbacks that they drafted that early all the damn time.
And it's
especially nowadays.
Stupid.
I mean, even Jason knows this with Danny Loose Change up there in New York.
I don't know if Jason's back yet.
That shit doesn't make sense. Tua is a good quarterback, and you know he's a good quarterback. Just because he wasn't a bad quarterback, and tell me he was a bad quarterback in Alabama right now.
Oh, okay, he wasn't a bad quarterback at Alabama, but okay, let me drop you this. How many times have I called out Mazda Miata, Mitch Trubisky? And here's an extra squid bit for you. In the last 20 years, Trubisky is the only quarterback to start at least 50 games and not throw a pick six. Yet you have that. Yet how many people are going to be wearing number 10 shirts right up on the midway in Chicago? You have more people wearing Patrick Mahomes jerseys than that fucker. So what does that tell you?
All right, we just got Jason.
My whole point is I get what you're saying, but you're really going to judge a whole quarterback off half a season.
Yes,
a rookie quarterback.
Because now with the rookie, with the caliber of rookie classes, you're damn right I will, because I can.
Both of you, Jason, you haven't had a chance to chime in, so go ahead and give your thoughts here, and then we'll try to continue this rationally.
Didn't the NFL, the Cardinals, and the Jets, and Miami all judge Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold on one season? Oh, I'm sorry. I just
Rosen didn't even get a season.
Yeah, he got one, and then they took Murray.
I don't even remember him playing in Arizona.
Oh, he played. He just played. Shit. See, Jason, this is why we're on Black Irish. We got each other's back on this one.
All right.
Yeah, he started.
I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with you guys having a debate about this. I really don't. But when you're talking over each other like that, I can't understand what's going on. And I'm imagining if I can't understand it, neither can the people listening. We do video chats for a reason, people. Boundaries!
Oh, boundaries what? 3 of us are drunk and 1 isn't. So what did you expect?
Yeah, Rosen took over the starter week 4.
Really? I honestly don't remember him starting in Arizona at all. Which tells you how...
I rest my case.
His time.
That doesn't rest your case.
If I may finish, please.
Sorry.
No, I was more talking to Erik there. It tells you how irrelevant his time in Arizona was. But I do see Kennedy's point about giving up on quarterbacks early, because I do think that this is a league of what have you done for me lately rather than what can you do for my franchise.
Thank you.
Rosen finished 3 and 10 as a starter, 2,278 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
So because Rosen did that, Erik, you're going to say fuck Tua? So because there's a few quarterbacks that go in and fuck up, you're going to say fuck somebody that potentially can do well?
Well, I've said potentially.
Whoa. I'm not saying that because just Rosen fucked up. I'm just saying the fact that you have quarterbacks that go ahead and they do well right out of the damn gate, and those that don't, sorry. The days have gone to the fact that you need a guy that sits for 1 or 2 years. And I've been one of the main people saying that myself. But with all the repetition and all of the quarterbacking style of play going all the way from 7-on-7 to high school to college going into the NFL, times are changed. And you see a lot more quarterbacks be prepared to that way they can deliver at least some modicum of success out of the gate.
So just because times can change and there are 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks out of what, 30 fucking 2? right? Starters. You're going to sit here and say that Tua is absolutely obsolete because he did not have a great first starting year. Look at how many quarterbacks have been great. When did fucking Tom Brady start? When did Tom Brady start his first full fucking season?
His third season,
exactly.
I believe.
So imagine if a fucking coach had the same mentality you had, Eric, and then they sit there and say, don't start Tom Brady, fucking get rid of Tom Brady. He was never on the Patriots, and then fucking what? So you're going to sit there and give a quarterback, not give a quarterback a chance because they don't have a good first season.
Oh, right? Okay, when exactly was that third season? Yes, that was at a time to where you had quarterbacks sit. You even had Aaron Rodgers. You go ahead, you learn and sit because of the style of play in college. That wasn't more of like the whole spread and all of everything and the evolution in college, not to mention the continuing proliferation over the past 5-6 years of collegiate offenses and collegiate offensive coaches coming into the National Football League. You had a very distinct difference between your typical spread offense or things like that, rather than even when Aaron Rodgers at Cal Berkeley under Jeff Tedford go under a more pro-style system. So, come on. That is different, and this is why I'm saying those particular times have changed.
All right, real quick here, because Eric's getting fired up, so we're going to move on to another topic here. But real quick before we do so, I will point out that the Tom Brady thing is irrelevant from your argument, Kennedy. And here's why. Because Brady was forced into starting by injury to Drew Bledsoe. Otherwise, Brady wouldn't have started when he did.
Jason, I'll give it to Jason because his hand's up. I'll just go ahead, Jason.
And also, you got to take a look at this. The injury that Tua had at Alabama also ended one of the most physically dominant running backs in the NFL. Almost the exact same injury, and cut Bo Jackson's career short. Also, you got to look at this. I'm not a Tua fan. I think Tua is a health risk. But you also got to look at it like this. You're paying players multi-million dollars to be the lead your team to victory. If they're not producing and you can still get some capital out of them and feel that you can improve that situation, that's what you look at. Not everything is a performance standpoint. Everything is. It's also you got to factor in the business standpoint. Not all front offices operate the same way. Not everybody has a competent front office. Hello, Dallas Cowboys. But also you got to look. You got to factor in a lot of things. You can't just go basically straight on play.
That felt like a cheap shot, Eric. I mean, he's not wrong, but it felt like a cheap shot.
Well, it's actually one man's cheap shot is another man's segue, if you think about it.
Segue!
Speaking of those old Dallas Cowboys, and also mentioning certain numbers and things earlier, this parlays perfectly into my next story. We have all heard, and we've even talked about him previously in this very episode, Russell Wilson and letting Russ cook. Well, what if he were to be cooking with new utensils in a new kitchen? While he has not formally requested a trade, the whole back and forth between him and the Seattle Seahawks has taken some mighty interesting turns over the past several days. The Seahawks have said, if anybody calls, we're going to listen. And Russell Wilson has said, if I were to go to either Dallas, Las Vegas, Chicago, or New Orleans, wham bam, I'll be happy, you'll be happy, everything will be copacetic.
Out of all of those teams there, I honestly think he has the best chance of staying in Seattle. And the reason I say that is because Dallas is a franchise that's not going to change as long as its ownership is what it is. And I think we can all agree on that. I think that Jerry Jones is a pox on that entire company.
Yeah. Well, how long is Jerry Jones gonna? So
Chicago
change soon.
Chicago is a situation where I don't think that there's enough capital in Chicago either. I don't think that they have enough pieces around to put around Russell Wilson in Chicago to make Russell Wilson as relevant as he is with Seattle with the weapons he has out there. Chicago doesn't have a DK Metcalf. Chicago doesn't have a what's his name? Tyler Lockett. Lockett, thank you. Chicago doesn't have those pieces in their offensive arsenal, and they just lost another one of their running backs too this offseason. Didn't they just trade Tariq Cohen away?
Who? Oh, Tariq Cohen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard that Cohen got traded.
I haven't seen anything on it.
Me neither.
I would say he needs to go to Dallas or he needs to go to New Orleans.
The only way he goes to potentially to New Orleans, and did you see the mayor of New Orleans making a plea for Russell to come there? The only way that he goes to New Orleans is if Brees officially announces his retirement. We seem to think, me, Eric, and Jason seem to think that Brees is coming back for at least one more season.
So I can't speak on that. I don't know if he will or will not. It's obviously completely up to him. I think, and I said this before on one of my TikToks, I said Taysom can hold it down until they find somebody to step in. And I truly believe that Taysom can hold it down. But if they're going to get somebody like Wilson and they can, then get him. Because obviously Taysom is a 100-trick pony, But if Wilson's going to go somewhere, it needs to be Dallas or it needs to be New Orleans. And that's it. He's over Seattle, and that's apparent. So why not go somewhere where you can excel? And those are the two teams where I personally think he can excel.
Cohen is still with the Bears. Looking,
told you.
Yeah, he signed the contract extension last year.
I thought I had seen something about him being traded, but maybe it was Montgomery that they were getting rid of.
No, Montgomery's the lead back in Chicago. He's a fucking workhorse.
Regardless, I apologize to anybody who likes Tariq Cohen that happens to be listening. My apologies. Anyways, back to the Russell Wilson thing here. I don't think there's a viable option there where Wilson's in a better situation, except maybe New Orleans. And I think that if Brees comes back, then he doesn't go to New Orleans. He's not going to do better in Dallas. He's not going to do better in Chicago. And he's damn sure not going to do better in Houston.
Why don't you think he would do any better in Dallas? They have a great offensive line. They have great wides. They have depth. They have Elliott. That's somewhere.
Because I think
for an elite quarterback to go and strive, if Dak wasn't doing bad in the beginning of the season, you put someone like Wilson over there.
I think it's and not to mention the wrong person in charge of the franchise. If you want to let I like Mike McCarthy as a coach. I'm actually a fan of Mike McCarthy. I think McCarthy did a fantastic job with the Packers. That being said, I think that McCarthy is handcuffed in Dallas by who his owner is and who the person that runs the franchise is. I don't think that you're going to see a McCarthy that can turn a team around like he did with Green Bay in Dallas because of the Jerry Jones factor.
Jerry Jones is on his way out in 2 fucking years I give him. Russell Wilson's got more in him than that.
You were talking about him dying next.
Now let.
All right, I'm gonna log off. It was really good talking to y'all.
Why do you think he's only got 2 more years? You want to talk about him dying too?
Okay, let's be fair. If he does, is there a way that I can petition to have him like that whole 12-person hot tub that he had shaped like the old Texas Stadium? Because that would be great in my backyard.
I've officially found her new moniker for the intro.
Oh no!
I think I got a pretty good idea. Is it going to be Keneddi the Grim Reaper Eddings?
Yes, it is.
Hey, look at us on the same wavelength.
I took into the kid when we first started introducing me to things. I don't think I can put on my social media Grim Reaper. I feel like I can get us a good following.
Just
hey, leave that to me. I can add it to your bio on the website. Everything will be copacetic.
As opposed to Eric, who would be the Grim Reaper.
I mean,
that was a dad joke. That was a dad joke, Harry.
Hey, considering the nicknames that I would rather have him call me that I have probably earned, I will take that one.
Jason's pulling the family show card on you right there. Think about that for a second, Eric.
Look, sometimes you have to set up and you have to mention certain things.
Before we go to our next story, Keneddi, how can you tell when something's a dad joke?
When an old white man over the age of 35 says it.
Okay, A, bite me. B, it's when it becomes apparent.
Again, when an old white man over the age of 35 says it.
Hey, I was making some good jokes last night, and I mean, I don't think any of them were dad jokes.
Family show, and a couple of them were pretty bad.
Well, you're also a dad, so.
I mean, there's points all around with that one, but
Eric,
what? I wasn't going to say anything else that time. Why the hell did you develop such a hair trigger?
You know how
I said trigger.
You know how
it's a hairy trigger for the record.
I figured it out. Keneddi actually knows how to win the arguments with the emo kids because she actually does kick the chair out. I'm pretty sure you were the chair kicker around here, Jason. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, Eric, next topic.
Do you not get that, Keneddi?
No, she doesn't.
No, okay, first off, I do get it. I get jokes go over my head. I get that one. But I don't know. Well, I do know, but I don't. Goodbye. Log it ahead. It was a great night again, everybody.
Oh, you don't get off that easy. We're not your husband.
Oh, I was going to say that's what she said.
Welcome to episode.
That explains why we got a baby. I'm just saying.
Eric, shut up. I see the wheels turning.
I can only take but so many softballs and not hit them out of the park, you fucker.
That's why I said let's move on, because I see the wheels turning.
Well, with this particular one...
Hold on. You know, this show's been like a dead horse. Keneddi keeps beating it.
Can we just leave? I meant, like, I'm not really good at breaking up with people, but Jason, I think we got to break up, man. I can't do this no more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Look, I mean, you found me. Now I'm going to leave you. I think that's how it's got to be.
Just like my mom did. I can do on-air marriages and stuff, but on-air divorces are not part of my specialty, so y'all are going to have to go somewhere else to fix that situation. Not part of my services.
I mean,
Rick's TNT LLC divorce service is coming soon.
I mean, if I can get the license, we'll see.
I mean, going to leave me like my mom did, and, you know, just leave me all alone in this world.
I don't know what to say, but come back aggressively and say, yes, that's the only way I can deter this conversation.
All right, Eric, let's move forward.
I mean, there's other ways that she could turn this conversation, but...
Move forward!
So with this extra one, this was a little bit of a bonus topic that came along, and it's actually potentially going to be very pertinent as the offseason develops. We know that the salary cap is going down. There were original rumors that it was going to be as low as $175 million, but the league and the union have agreed that this season's floor is going to be at minimum $180. We all know the previous battles of a head of the NFLPA, DeMaurice Smith. Well, you hear the word collusion thrown around a lot. DeMaurice Smith is basically saying it's not collusion if we do it, instructing players and agents to kind of, as he puts it, work together to make sure teams don't lowball players on the free agent market to take advantage of the salary cap situation.
I don't not agree with him.
Here's my thing here. Is if in the interest of the game, it requires players to take a salary cut this season, what's the big deal? Most of these athletes are overpaid anyway. I think we can all agree on that.
In a lot of instances, yes.
And a grand number of sports as well. We were facing a crisis like we have never faced in this country, at least in the modern era, that we have never faced in this country, probably since back to, the 20s?
1918 to 1920 for the proper frame of reference.
Thank you very much here. So, yeah, we're facing a level of cutbacks that we haven't seen as a country in almost over 100 years. And yet, the head of the players, what was his name again?
DeMaurice Smith.
DeMaurice Smith is more concerned about making money during the course of this than he is about franchises and the game surviving. You greedy motherfucker.
Okay, to kind of chime in on this, because I even followed the whole labor situation and leading into the CBA where DeMaurice Smith, in a lot of instances, rightfully so, got shat on. He's really not on good footing with these players because of what happened. Everything with negotiating with the league, with the 17th game, essentially behind the players' back, all the concessions with revenue sharing that he gave up, and the fact that league owners have said having DeMaurice Smith as NFLPA president is good for our business. So while there could be perceived as an element of greed, I do not deny that whatsoever. I'm thinking with this and saying, okay, he already knows what the owners are going to do. He already handed certain things to the owners on a silver platter. Why not at least get one good thing for the players so at a bare minimum, I can keep my job? Is this the best time to do it? No, but I get it.
So what you're saying is this is DeMaurice playing a game of CYA?
In a lot of different ways, yes. And especially after recent challenges to his job by other former players, yeah, this is CYA at its finest for him.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that these owners don't deserve to have to play the players that are playing for them, because obviously the players deserve to be compensated for their efforts. But I would argue that revenue for the National Football League last year was at an all-time low just because of the lack of attendance for the majority of the stadiums. It was at a significant low to what the boom period of the National Football League has gotten us accustomed to. I would argue that there are more important people in these stadiums and in these arenas that need to be taken care of before these players need to be extra compensated for their performances here. Look at all the people in concessions and all the janitors and stuff at these stadiums that didn't have employment this year. You're saying it's more important to fill these players' pocketbooks with these cash from these contracts than it is to take care of the people that have been helping out with these franchises for decades?
Yeah, I'm sorry. If players don't play, then you don't have concession stands to fill with janitors and workers. I'm sorry. That is what it is. And I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm not saying the janitors aren't important, the concession workers aren't important, but you don't have players come play, then guess what? You don't have stadiums to fill.
They prefer to be called custodians. That's what mom done before she passed.
Custodians.
Anyways, back to my point being, Miss Kennedy, here is this. So you're telling me that if it's a difference of a couple of $1 million that could be used to compensate other people in this salary capped era, that could be used to go towards other things, other concessions and janitor custodians that need to be taken care of.
That's not how shit works. That's not how shit works. I'm sorry. I'm going to be as blunt as I can make it right now. Like, that is just not how shit works. Do I agree with football players getting paid millions and millions? No. But I'm sorry. The janitor's not going to get paid fucking $2.5 million to be a janitor. Custodian. But I'm saying, you're saying this
yeah, respect my mother. I mean, you've already talked about her dying already. Put some respect on the profession.
Okay, Harry, I'm seeing why you made that executive decision.
Okay, but like this $million-something you're saying could go somewhere else. Yeah. But it's not. Like that, I feel like that's just so irrelevant to talk about because it's not. Nobody's gonna pay the custodians and the pretzel guy and the beer guy that much money because it doesn't fucking matter.
You put some respect on the goddamn pretzel guy's name. His name is
cool.
George.
Mr. Pretzel guy. I don't give a fuck.
That's goddamn Auntie M.
It's Auntie Ann, you fucking hick.
Okay.
So hold on. So first you talk about my mom dying. Then you fucking talk about.
I swear to God, I'm on week 2. I'll quit.
You talk about don't respect the custodian moniker. Now he called me a fucking hick.
Nope.
Damn,
I'm throwing the deployed husband card. Single mom card.
No. But Harry, before you go on, to both of you, you, Harry, and you, Jason, pointing to my ass saying that I would be the one to run her off the damn show. How y'all liking this now, huh? Oh, sure, blame the black guy, blame the pervert, blame the international porn star. It ain't me. She's going on record and saying so.
First off, you're not international yet. Second off, my statement stands about the custodians.
And okay, to counter your point, number one, I actually agree with you. You can have a league without fans. Major arena soccer, some areas of lacrosse. Can you have a league without players? No, you can't. Because let's face it, the players are who the people spend the money on, why they come to the games, why they spend the money on the pretzels and beer and everything else, why they clog up the toilets to where you would need the custodians to begin with. They are the driving engine. And for your second point, Kennedy, give me 3 months. I've got some workings on that.
So I never get called by my first name, so it really throws me off when you guys aggressively say my first name.
Well, there are other things Eric could call you, but it would run you off the show quicker than 3 months.
Nope. I'm in the military. There's nothing you could call me that I couldn't. Nope.
It's not so much as the fact that it would run her off the show. I do take into account that she's at least happily married. Emphasis on happily.
Emphasize the happily. Thank you.
Eric, I believe you're putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Oh, no, because if it was unhappy, then hey, just like in soccer and in hockey, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. But we're not talking about that right now, are we?
Well, I can fight, so I'm good.
All right, real quick. I want to point out that I'm not specifically just talking about like the arena workers, though. I'm talking about the other people in the franchise that you're going to pay with that extra money that the players want too.
What, you want the fucking assistant athletic trainers to get fucking $2.5 million too?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that in down times, though, if it becomes a situation where teams have to downsize, consider all the layoffs and stuff. Look, I'm not saying that these owners can't afford to pay the people the proper salaries that they should be getting paid, but that's going to be an owner's excuse. Where if I have to keep a payroll of X amount here, then I can only afford so many other people in the stadium.
Trust me, they'll find ways to get the money if they give a damn. We all saw what happened with the baseball owners crying poor during that whole situation. No, you find money where it counts. You dig through that gilded couch to find those extra doubloons that you can cash in.
Nobody cares unless the players play. I'm sorry. You guys can argue this every which fucking way. No one cares unless the players play, and the players don't care unless they get paid. It is what it is.
I think we could all agree that players make too much as it is, but that's neither here nor there.
I agree, but that still doesn't take away from they're not going to play unless they get played, and nobody cares unless they play.
All right, Eric, next topic.
I care because, Well,
that's because most of your relevant games are on the History Channel, Jason.
No, I'm not a Cowboys nor a Steelers fan.
Now, there was one in particular that we discussed bumping. Do I go into that one before I go into my last topic?
Which particular one are you referring to, sir?
Hard knocking on the NFL's door?
No, we'll go ahead and save that for next week with the coaching carousel.
Alrighty, so then my last one, as we have mentioned, sad and unfortunate passings on the show throughout the last half hour.
Hold on. I have to here. Miserable segue.
There were a couple of unfortunate passings in the NFL world. The more high-profile one on a national basis was longtime Philadelphia Eagle and the first African-American broadcaster on a major sports show, the NFL Today, back in the 70s, Irv Cross. He passed away at the age of 81. And something that's a little bit more local to me, because unfortunately this is the area where early details broke. 2012 National Football Game participant, Notre Dame player, NFL player, including some brief time with the Giants, Louis Nix. He was also passed away under much more potentially suspicious circumstances. Investigation is still ongoing.
We'll go with dubious to describe Louis Nix's demise.
I just want to point out there. I want to point out Kennedy should have done this story since she talks about everybody else dying.
I mean, I did include this with the notes, so
I redact my existence from this podcast. It was really nice talking to everybody for 2 weeks.
Fun fact, Eric, did you know that Irv Cross is actually a radio television award winner?
Yes, I did mention something about that. He was the more underrated member of the NFL Today cast, along with Brent Musburger, Phyllis George, and Jimmy the Greek.
Didn't Phyllis George just recently pass away as well?
Possibly?
I want to say within like the last couple of months.
Kennedy, did he pass away? Yeah, I've heard you mention that.
Phyllis George is a woman.
I don't know if she did. I don't know.
Per Wikipedia, and I will send you the link in order to include it in the show description, Eric.
Okay.
While he was playing, Cross was also a radio and TV sports reporter in Philadelphia. He joined CBS in 1971, where he worked until 1994. The Pro Football Hall of Fame awarded him the Pete Rozelle Radio Television Award in 2009, becoming the first black person to receive said award. He was also an athletic director at Idaho State University and Macalester College. So this actually kind of ties back into Randy's neck of the woods as well with Idaho State University.
KLCZ 88.9 on your FM dial. Tuesday nights 9 to 11 Eastern, 6 to 8 Pacific.
4 to 7 Hawaiian, I believe.
Look at you remembering those time zones. 4 to 6, yes.
Woo, go me. All right. Honestly, I go back and I watch old games. Me and Eric have talked about this off air because this is something that we both tend to do is we go back and we watch old games on YouTube and stuff. But usually the old games that I watch on YouTube don't have like the pre and post games included. So I never really got to see a whole lot of Irv Cross's work. That being said, you can make the argument that Irv Cross paved the way for guys like Greg Gumbel.
Greg and Bryant, for that matter, as well.
And then other guys like Kurt Menefee over on Fox.
James Brown at CBS.
You're both of the hosts of the major NFL pregame shows are African Americans at this point on the two major networks. And then you have, Tony Dungy's not particularly the host, but he had more of a coaching career. But he also got into broadcasting after his coaching career as well, and that's something that Irv Cross opened the door for African American gentlemen.
Exactly. Same for Mike Tirico.
You mentioned one other thing, too, about Louis Nix. Not only was he a New York Giant, he was also a Buffalo Bill at one time, I believe you mentioned in our conversation inside of the group chat.
Indeed. So I figured it would be a good tie-in with all of your respective fandoms.
And the fact that he comes from Eric's neck of the woods, down from like the Jacksonville area, I believe you mentioned.
That was with the Louis Nix story.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, See, you even had me getting confused, and now I want cookies.
Cookies are delicious.
All different kinds, yes.
You know, I did it all for the cookies. The cookies. Don't you look at me in that tone of voice, Kennedy.
I'm taking shots.
All right, so any other things to bring to the table for tonight's episode of the podcast?
Oh,
Jason?
that's it for me. So the news desk signing off.
Stay classy.
Like I said, I wasn't classy tonight, so I can't even do any justice to that.
Are we hard knocking, whatever you want to say next episode?
Next week.
I don't know. Are you drawing?
Am I what?
I said, are you drawing?
Are you drawing?
Oh, that's fuck you. Fuck you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call in the business a callback.
Except for the fact that it happened off air, and they have no clue what the fuck we're talking about.
It's a hard word.
It bees that way sometimes. Jason, do you have any other stories to bring to the table for this episode?
No. No, I'm sure that Kennedy, probably wants to read an obituary to close out the show. So I'll just let her have my time.
R.I.P. to my time on the kickoff. It was nice knowing everybody.
Real quick.
So now you're saying rest in peace. I mean, are you the first? I mean,
all right. Real quick, let's get serious for a second here. In all sincerity, from myself, from Erik, from Jason, Kennedy, best wishes to Colby on his deployment.
Thank you.
Our thoughts and condolences are with the family. Hopefully everything goes well and he's back soon as possible.
A year plus, we'll see.
But I just wanted to take a moment to get serious here. No fucking around for that, because that's real life getting in the way. So.
Well, yes, see, we had something all special and well-to-do, but then there was an executive decision about ad reads. But just like with me at different points in my life, it takes me a little while, but I get why he said no.
This episode went off the rails super quick, and I realized very quickly that both Grammarly and Amazon Music would not be happy with us.
I don't know. If you've seen Jeff Bezos and you know of his proclivities in the past 5 years, I think he would be proud to be associated with some of these things.
I don't know. Well, you could probably use Grammarly to write an obituary.
All right, I gotta give Jason credit. That was pretty funny.
It was really nice working with you guys. Signing off forever.
Where can people find you online, Kennedy?
Twitter, TikTok, pretty much anything else. Ken_Eds. EDDS.
Pretty sure they can't find you on TikTok right now. Well, they can find you.
Me. I'm just banned right now because
the San Diego newspaper obituary section where she is the lead writer.
At least he's not the drawer.
Drawer. It's a word. It's a word.
Where can people find you online, Jason?
Oh, well, this week you could find me on a movie review of the new Coming to America with Mark Radledge here. Then you can also find me and Erik every Monday dropping an episode of Black Irish. This week should be fun. And if you ever want to talk about my dead mom, you can find me on Twitter at W2M Chairman. Send your condolences since, Kennedy has broke my heart and, made me feel like absolute shit tonight.
God damn it. I didn't see that when you got me. I'm crying. I'm fucking crying. Erik.
Oh my God. That's always
Harry.
As always,
we're saving Erik for last.
Why are we saving him for last? It's not fair. I need a moment. I'm HEB the Eagle pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Yahoo, AOL Instant Messenger. Bring that back.
Can y'all fucking make your name shorter? Like, I changed my TikTok name on purpose because now that I'm associated with y'all. But it's Ken_Eggs. What did you just say your name was, Harry? Y'all need shorter names.
HEB the Eagle. It's not that difficult.
Mine's W2M chairman.
Mine is Squid Sportshead.
That's okay. Never mind. Y'all got it. Whatever.
Anyways,
you want me to change mine? Kennedy?
No.
Mom's death?
Jason will now be at Ken's hates my dead mom.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any fans. I doubt it, but it was nice talking to everybody.
Well, my mom probably would have been a fan of yours, but then you.
You suck.
I hope everyone can hear my vodka ice cubes clacking together.
Where can people find you, Erik?
Oh, I mean, as always, you can find me on Twitter, as I just mentioned, at Squid Sportshead. I did a little bit of tweeting for a particular Manchester derby. Manchester is red, by the way. Fuck you, City. If you're looking for something other than live tweeting or any kind of semi-weird things that come to my head, you can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm there to talk. Basically, start Facebook fires, do a little bit of trolling, talk some math tutoring, anything else that I happen to find in particular. But if you happen to be looking for something extra special, then you can go to my Twitter, slide in my DMs, undergo the proper vetting process, and you'll gain access to my dark Twitter, Snapchat, Kick, Vero, any other medias in this realm of
Kick in 2021, Erik?
Any other kind of realms in the seediness that you will happen to be looking for. Granted, you will find me there. And as always, this plug brought to you by the fine folks at Rick's TNT LLC and the San Diego Union Tribune.
Specifically the obituary section.
Obituary.
I feel like we need to go.
Okay, funeral and divorce services not available. Website and commercial coming soon. Tutoring and notary public services, along with wedding officiating, available in the state of Florida.
Is it wrong that I want someone to play the Undertaker's theme song as we go off the air tonight? Would that be wrong?
That's an old white person thing, Harry.
Do you leave pro wrestling alone? It's because of you that I'm not getting to watch the pay-per-view tonight.
Sir, I am a single mom with a child. You're going to come at me on air?
Well, yes, I am.
The fact that she's a single mom, she has a child, she's already insulting and making fun of dead parents. I mean, she's been through enough.
I was gonna say, Erik, at least she can come back at me, unlike Jason's mom.
I mean, I was just going to say she's digging herself a hole, but it's probably somebody else's grave.
I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to go, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. Kennedy, who's your dick of the week?
Fucking Jason. Fuck you, Jason.
Jason, DOTW.
I'm not even going to say Kennedy. You know, I want to stay true to nature and say, you know, it's God for taking my mother far too soon, and you know, and just leave it at that.
Erik
and Kennedy for telling me that my mom's dead and constantly reminding me.
In nomine de Padre, de Filii, Spiritu Sancti. Amen.
I don't even remember how this even started. That's not even fair.
I'm going to point out that
my mom's heart stopped and you started making fun of her.
No, I didn't. See, that's not. Y'all, like viewers, that's not even what.
Listeners, maybe.
There's only one viewer on this podcast. Thank you very much, and he's sitting right here.
And to be
viewer, no.
They started making fun of his dead mom.
I didn't I'm lost on how this even happened.
Well, go back and listen to the episode once we post it.
Oh, and fun fact, you can listen to this episode and many others by going to the W2M Network online at W2Mnet.com. Segue! Oh, wait. Real quick, my dick of the week is that dude in the MMA fight who got disqualified for the illegal knee.
I was about to go in, but this isn't an MMA podcast, so never mind.
But to more specifically to all of the fans who lost their collective shit over it, he did something illegal. He deserved to. No.
Okay, never mind. Nope.
We can argue this off air if you want to. It's fine.
Lose the fight, not the belt. That's all I'll say.
So it's pro wrestling rules in a real sport? Okay, good to know.
Good night, everybody.
You have been listening to The Kickoff, a presentation of
wait a minute. You're already doing that? Oh, you passed me over for Dick of the Week? I see how it is. Maybe Jason's right. Is this because I'm black? Damn it.
It's because you're Black Irish, specifically, also on the W2M Network. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, my Dick of the Week is My Dick of the Week is GameStop, first of all, for this whole gamma short squeeze to actually bring back in the market when I couldn't make money off of your dumbasses. Not to mention all the people that are still short squeezing and getting everybody on r/Wall Street Bets on Reddit another ride that I couldn't take part of. So yeah, fuck you for that. And my eternal, perennial Dick of the Week, as long as he is still employed in his current capacity, Mark Lamping. It's as soon as you find a way to just go fuck off, I'll leave you alone. Simple as that.
You rat bastard. All right. There you go. Eric, the extra rat bastard was just for you.
Much appreciated.
You have been listening, we hope, to The Kickoff, a presentation of the W2M Network, available online at W2Mnet.com. In addition, you can find us on all of your favorite podcast streaming services, such as iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker, Podbean, CastBox. Hey, Eric, guess what?
Spotify is here. And
my mom's still dead.
Rest in peace, Jason's Bob. We're sorry. You've been listening to The Kickoff, a presentation of the W2M Network.